in my preparation for this fight that these guys are about as evenly matched as anyone on the card.
Man, you see that fast hand movement that you talked about, Brandon, right away by Nico. Right away.
And there's that calf kick as well. There's 2 in a row.
Notice how he doesn't lose vision on when he's turning his hips, when he's moving laterally. He just keeps his focus right on the target. I love that.
Yeah. And he keeps a really tight guard with his hands. He's very fundamentally sound.
Ricky doing a good job of kind of moving his head back and forth.
He timed that leg kick, though. Good job by Ricky shooting that right hand straight.
I like Ricky. He's got to come out and strike. He can't be too timid, and he's certainly not.
Curious to see who decides to change their game plan first and level change. Both guys have tremendous wrestling.
There it is.
I feel like he was almost forced down because of that leg kick, too. Nico really kind of folded that lead leg.
Way not to give up on that takedown by Clabough.
Well, that was an interesting choice from Nico there to try to jump a choke when he didn't have his hips under him. Now, he's got his hips. Well, very quick scramble. Good urgency from Clabough.
I like how relentless he is.
He's got his neck trapped, and Nico's starting to get his hips in play.
Yeah, this could be bigger here.
Yeah, if he can get that right leg wrapped around the waist,
it's hard to
he can really pull. Now he's got it. Now he's tight.
Ricky out.
Yeah, great. Like once again, great urgency from Ricky, understanding just how desperate he needed to be, and created a scramble.
The nonstop movement from Ricky Clabough has really been important in this round. I wonder how it will affect his stamina if the fight goes the distance.
Yeah, we got smaller guys here in this one, and don't expect cardio to be as much of an issue as it typically can be for bigger guys. Ricky tried to rush the position there on the back take, ends up on bottom, but he's setting up an inverted triangle. Yeah. It slips right off.
I like how Ricky's just keeping everything open. If it's not there, he doesn't continue to try to commit to it. We saw a lot of the amateurs early really try to fight for the same position if it just wasn't there. And Ricky is okay switching to a new thing. That time it just didn't work out for him.
Yeah. Well, once you get to the pro level, you realize you can't be too comfortable because the other guy's constantly trying to find a solution.
I like what I'm seeing out of Nico a lot right now.
Clabough scrambles up to his feet. Excellent job. A good body lock here. See if Nico can use that and drag him all the way down, or if he tries to use it to take the back. Oh, and he pulls him on top, tries to take the back.
He's nice.
Oh, good scrambles from both gentlemen. He briefly takes him out, but Clabough sticks with it and gets him to a less dominant position. Closed down half guard here. Looks like he's attacking the far arm. Trying to get a Kimura potentially.
And for my wrestling fans, you'll appreciate this. There's definitely a funky style of wrestling, and then there's flow wrestling. And Nico the Flow Odor has definitely kind of shown that flow wrestling this round, as well as Ricky.
Yeah, both guys scrambling, not stopping, moving with positions, not letting either guy get established. Now we're seeing a little bit of a pause in the action, but it's because Nico's trying to set up an arm triangle. He's really pushing that shoulder, trying to get it across Ricky's head. And
way to bridge out. Can he slip out the back door? He's going to try it, but Nico could be deep in on something.
He's got both hooks in. He doesn't seem too high. Try to get the body triangle, and does. It's not all the way under the neck here, but that is a very painful choke.
It could be deep.
He's fighting the hands.
Okay. Good. Just a little over 30 seconds.
Both guys very positionally sound. I'm very impressed with IQ of both gentlemen.
Yeah, I am as well. For 1-0 pros, this is very high level.
And 20 seconds left here. You assume that Nico's just going to use those legs and squeeze as much energy out of Ricky going into that next round.
Oh, there it is.
He's in a better
position. Found that chin wide open. Can Ricky weather the storm like he has?
Is he out? No, he's not out.
Wow.
Saved by the bell was Ricky. Play there. It seemed like Ricky kind of fell into that takedown attempt. Oh! Raising head kick there from Clabough.
Despite the height advantage, Ricky doesn't really seem to try to check his range. And as you see there, Nico goes in for the double, sucks in, and he gets it.
Yeah, Nico did a good job. He threw an overhand to get the angle on that shot entry and really close the distance that he needed to, being a shorter guy. It's an excellent setup.
Flo Odor definitely figuring himself out, figuring out his opponent, more importantly here.
And he got back to the back here. Good elbow to soften him up. I like that. Using that traditional using a traditional power half here to try to turn him, make him uncomfortable, and get him to expose himself a little bit here.
It's hard to turn him when his back's already against the cage, but certainly opens up the neck. Yeah. Ricky doing everything he can to fight those hands.
Yeah. I know you're a long-time wrestler, Alex. I'm sure you know how uncomfortable that is. It's like a neck crank.
Sucks.
You don't see it a lot in MMA, but
no.
Credit to Nico, going back to his roots and using it to get a reaction out of Clabough.
And he had control of the wrist the whole time too. Ricky trying to bridge out like he did last round.
Yeah,
but it's a little harder to bridge when your back's on your opponent compared to the mat.
Yeah, he went to turn in, and the cage is there, which is really a detriment to him. He doesn't have the space to really explode and do that. Also, it helps to really get a 2-on-1, which he's trying to do now, and get Nico's right arm on the other side of your head before you want to change your position like that. Now he's looking to just build a base. Good job from Nico to break the base down by attacking that leg.
Just flows.
Yeah, that's a creative. There hasn't been a whole lot of submissions like that in the UFC. The Suledev stretch, but using it there more as a transitional tool. And you're starting to see fatigue on Clabough.
He's breathing heavy out of his mouth.
There's a lot of heavy transitions in that first round, and now he's kind of just trying to stay alive, so to speak. But you got Nico very calm, keeping the position, keeping that squeeze on the gut. Waiting for the right moment to get the squeeze on the neck, and he's getting closer and closer with every little shot that he's peppering him with. Opens him up a little more.
It's just so hard because that body triangle is so deep on Ricky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's doing a good job of controlling with that. Some people prefer the hooks. They have a little bit more control.
Usually the college wrestlers do prefer the hooks.
Yeah, it shows that Nico's really been working on his jiu-jitsu.
I thought I saw a tap there for a second.
Yeah. It's kind of hard when you're really fishing for that top hand and you can't see it. You reach for it and it can look like a tap if you're reaching and hitting the other guy. But
I love the ground and pound shots by Nico off his back.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of fights stop that way. I can recall one of Billy Quarantillo getting a win that way in the UFC. But for the most part, it's just used to open things up like that. And he's doing it to great effect. He's getting closer and closer. But excellent patience. He's not overexerting himself with these shots. We've still got a minute left in this round here. Let's see if, now that Ricky has that body lock move to the other side, if he can potentially roll in on that opposite side since it's not into the cage.
Trying to walk the cage, I'm interested in what he's
Yeah, but with the body triangle, he's just going to put himself in the, he's going to keep that same position. He's just going to put himself in a different direction along the fence. It's too tight of a body triangle to break out.
The goal would be to try to get to his stomach, try to work to his base and just pump his hips out and try to shake Nico off the front and sneak out the back, because it's just in there so deep.
Yeah, well, he was able to do that once before, and Nico, isolated that leg and broke him back down, which is an excellent job. So he might not have the energy, too. It's hard to do that with a 155-pound backpack. A more clear...
A lot of high-level wrestling, but we'll see the striking here to start as Ricky is in the blue, Nico in the red.
If you're Ricky, excuse me, you want to keep that range a little better. He did a good job landing that uppercut. Pump that jab. Stay long.
That's why he got taken out in that last round, Brandon. It's almost like he didn't care about the range.
Good right hand and a left hook. Nico fired back in that exchange, though. You can see the sweat fly off him.
Big shots landed by both guys.
Oh, and he fed him the hips because he threw the kick. He's really deep on this shot.
Big takedown by Nico. Just so dominant with his wrestling.
And I like how he reaped the leg. He was deep on the double, but he reaped the leg to really finish that takedown. But it does allow the longer guy in Clabough to have an established guard. Doesn't have a lot of space to do things. He throws up his legs, but does not have any options. So he establishes the guard again, closed this time. And you're really seeing the fatigue on Clabough now.
Look at how he's breathing.
Yeah.
Quick breaths.
I mean, he's still trying. He's trying to get that angle with his hips. But Nico not giving him any space.
Heavy exhales. And how can you breathe when you got a guy's shoulder in your mouth?
Exactly. Yep, not giving him the ability to create an angle and get that, use that length to his advantage. Nice pass, and then another back take from Nico. You can tell that he's worked on this position a lot.
There's that body triangle. Won't be surprised if we see this position for 3 minutes.
He's pretty close to rolling in here. Body triangle might not be as tight as it was earlier in the fight. But that wrist control is really keeping Ricky. Yeah, he had no choice but to roll the other way, and Nico uses it to get under the neck. And another excellent job there.
I like how he fought the hands there.
Yeah. Yeah, there is a sense of urgency from Clabough when he gets into precarious positions. He's not settling. He's not accepting defeat. He's not accepting his position being dominated. He's still trying to better his position.
Yeah, a lot of the time on those submission attempts.
And look, he's able to do it here.
On those submission attempts, you'll see a guy, fight that arm that's under their neck right away. But Ricky actually took the other arm off, which really just loosened up on the pressure on the submission, and Nico just almost ended up letting go of it. Now,
he's got the triangle on the wrong side here. Now, see, he switched it. Now that's tight. He's going to go out.
Yeah.
And he's out.
2-0, Nico the Flow. Oh, door.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Chad Truckovich calls a stop to the action at 3 minutes and 24 seconds into the third round. Prepare